Okay guys, so this part is part 2. Dividing radicals again. You pull out your common factors. If you don't have any, then you just leave them alone. You can't divide by a radical, so that's why that went away. And yeah, that's basically it. Okay, so for this next one, looking down here in the bottom, I have a radical in the bottom. I don't want to have that. So I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom by -3 plus 3 radical 5. So -3 plus 3 radical 5. The reason for that is because I want the radicals to cancel out. So you always look at what this symbol is and then do the opposite over here. So let's go ahead and multiply these two together. -5 times -3, that's 15. -5, so that's -15 radical 5. That is +3 radical 5. And that is -3 radical 25. All over, okay, let's look at this. -3 times -3, that's +9. -3 times +3 radical 5 is, not positive, it's going to be -9 radical 5. And then negative times a negative, so -3 times a -3 is +9 radical 5. And then negative times a positive, that's -9 radical 25. So let's go ahead and simplify this down. Up at the top, it looks like we have 15. -15 plus 3 is -12 radical 5 minus 3 times square root of 25 is just 5 all over. Looking at the bottom part, these two things cancel, right? So I have 9 minus 9 times, what's the square root of 25? Just a plain 5. So let's go ahead and finish this out. We're going to have 15 minus 12 radical 5 minus 15 over 9 times, so 9 minus 45. So my final answer is going to give me, well, these two are going to cancel, so I have -12 over 15, or just 5, over -36. I can simplify this though, 12 and 36 both have a 12 in them. So let's divide everything by -12. Well, -12 divided by -12 is just a 1, so radical 5. -36 divided by -12 is +3. So that is what I was looking for. The second one, let's try this one more time together. We're going to multiply the top and the bottom by +2 radical 3. So 3 radical 5 plus 2 radical 3, not 2. I wrote that wrong on the top. Okay, so that's 3 radical, 2 times 5 is 10, plus 2 radical 6, plus 3 radical 25, plus 2 radical 2, or 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, over. So let's just double check that it is going to cancel out every time. So 3 times 3 is 9. Radical 5 times radical 5 is radical 25. So second one, we have 2 times 3 is 6. So I'm going to put plus 6. 5 times 3 is radical 15. -2 times 3 is going to give me -6 radical 15. 2 times 2, that's -4 radical 9. So let's go ahead and simplify this sum. So we're going to have 3 radical 10 plus 2 radical 6 plus square root of 25 is just 5. So 3 times 5 is 15 plus 2 radical 15 over, these two things are going to cancel out again. So 9 times 5 is going to give me 45. And then 4 times 3 is going to give me 12. So my final answer is going to be 3 radical 10 plus 2 radical 6 plus 15 plus 2 radical 15 over 45 minus 12 is 33. Yeah. Okay, so that is my final answer for that one. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're looking at these last 6. Just take a look at what all the answers should be. So go ahead and pause the video and then look at the answers, and then I'm going to go and keep going. Okay, so for this first one, go ahead and try it out and tell me which answer you're going to get. Okay, so we should have gotten the answer F. So you should have multiplied the top and the bottom by -2 plus 3. Your answer I got over here and then simplified down was this. Okay, so go ahead and try the second one. Tell me which letter answer you're going to get. Okay guys, so if we look at this, we should have gotten letter D. So we're starting up at the top. I went ahead and multiplied it all out. I got all of this over here. Then we went on to the next part. I simplified it, so that got me to this second part. And the last part, I just changed it out because I saw my answers. I didn't have a negative in the denominator, so I just went ahead and switched all the signs. Okay, go ahead and try the next one. Okay, so we should have gotten the letter E. When you multiply this all out, you're going to end up with everything that is over here. Then when I simplified that down, it got me to this. Now 16, 12, and 4 all share 4, so I just divided everything by 4, which gave me -4 minus 3, radical 5. Okay, so go ahead and try the next one. Okay, so you should have gotten answer B. Again, we multiplied everything together. That gave me this. And then I just simplified it down. So -20 plus 6 gave me -14. -4 plus 15 gave me positive 11, radical 2, all over 23. Okay, so let's go ahead and try the next one. We're so close to being done. Okay guys, so we should have gotten C. So looking at this, I multiplied both of them by 2 minus radical 5 because that's the opposite. That gave me this over here. Then I simplified it down to get to here. So 4 plus 5, that's 9. -2 minus 2, that's -4 over -1. Then I looked, I didn't have anything that was still in a fraction, so I just changed all the signs. So instead of +9, it became -9. Instead of -4, it became +4. Okay, very last one. Go ahead and try it out. Okay, so for this one, we should have gotten A. So I went ahead and multiplied those two things together, getting me this. Then I tried to simplify it. I couldn't really do that much. And then again, I had a negative in the bottom. So then I just switched all the signs to give me this, which was A. Okay, that is it for this week. Good job. Let me know if you have any questions. Also, make sure that you work on Delta Math. That is due this Friday.